Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to my channel. So today I am still getting ready for tomorrow's market. What I'm doing is I'm about to head over to my storage unit to drop off some stuff. I'm going to drop off my big duffel bag here, and I'm going to pick it up tomorrow morning along with my tent, my table, and I think that's it. My tent and table. Oh, and my other wagon is over there too. But I'm also going to try and do a little skeleton staging of my table because I have some new things that's going to be on there. And hopefully it doesn't take that long. I'm going to walk everything over there and then walk back and continue with packing the products into the totes for today because that is it. I can't really do anything else. I think everything is prepped. Let me show you real quick. I have everything here. The reed diffusers are all packaged. The card diffusers are also packaged. And then I have the refills. And then all my candles and stuff are in the totes down here, like always. But I'm taking this blue bag over there just to get it out of the way. And so that I don't have to carry this downstairs. I think I'm going to permanently leave it over there for now. And until I need to change out the displays. But that is what I'm doing today. And then that's it. And then it's time to get ready for tomorrow's market. So let me stop rambling and get out of here because I don't want to be over there forever. All right, there's music playing in the background, but I'm here at my storage unit and I have my tent, table, and wagon here. I gotta go upstairs to the other unit to get my weights because I have the wrong weights down here and I don't want to spend like 20 minutes digging through weights. So I just want to come to this unit and get them tomorrow. But I'm going to change out this bag. I'm going to stage this table real quick, do a skeleton staging with none of the products, just the displays, and then I'm up out of here. I am back home and I am going to go ahead and pack up these boxes after I cool off. I'm going to pack up these crates and I will see you guys tomorrow at the market. Hey everyone, I hope you guys can hear me. I'm using my mic here today, but I am all set up at the market. Sorry I didn't do an intro this morning, but it was because I was running late and I had to run to the storage unit to get my tent and stuff and then come here and set up. But I'm all set up and I'm gonna show you guys what it looks like. And also, I gotta go change my shirt because it is a little humid out here. It is a nice, beautiful day, but it's also hot. I'm like kind of waiting for the breeze to come back. But yeah, we are all set up and ready to go for today's market. I'm gonna try and get as much as I can recorded for you guys today. All right, everyone. I'm just checking in with you guys. I hope you could hear me because I did connect my mic to my phone, but it is 12:41. There's a lot of talking going on around me, but I got two sales so far for the day, and it ends at 5 o'clock. So I got some time, but I figured I'd check in with you guys and see and let you know what's going on and the update and everything. Um, it's a nice day out. I wish the ants wasn't everywhere because the ants, for some reason, are all over me and the vendor next to me, all over our stuff. But yeah, but the noise definitely picked up as soon as I started recording. So I hope you can hear me. If not, then I'm just gonna have to do a voiceover. But so far, I sold one candle afternoon bouquet, and then I sold one reed diffuser cucumber oasis. I do have the car diffusers out on the stand, and I'm just waiting for people to stop by and want to smell the scents and hopefully buy something because I'm trying to make my vendors feedback. But that is it. Sorry, my camera cut off because the phone needs to update, but that is it for now. I'm going to cut it here because there is a lot of talking going on and I feel like I have my mic way too close to my mouth. But I will give you guys an update probably around it's 12:43 now, so probably around 2 o'clock I'll check in again. All right, so I am back again with another update. I'm charging my other phone. It's around 1:51, so it's like 9 minutes before 2 o'clock. I did get another sale, and I have to put it into the book because I'm trying to keep inventory for everything. And then also, I forgot my inventory sheets. I forgot to print them out this morning. So I will be keeping them in my notebook here. I can tell. I'll be keeping it in my notebook here so I have all my sales here. So I'm a little unprepared today, but that's okay. That's okay. But we have two, three, four, we have 3 hours left of the market. And let's see if something changes. There still are people walking through and checking out, and then there's some vendors that are also walking and looking at others. So, and they started to play music in the background. I don't know if you guys can hear it or not, but there's a DJ here and they started to play some music. So I am here. I really do wish I bought a book or something for times like this because I keep forgetting to either bring that or bring my crochet stuff because I don't know. I'm so worried about making sure I have all the inventory and things like that that I don't really pay attention to my down moments of the markets. So I think in the next one, I'll probably bring my book or I'll bring something to entertain me while I wait. But that is the update. I hope you guys can hear me. I hope this mic is working. I'm kind of holding it like this. I hope it's not too loud, but I will check in probably at the end. And I still want to try and get some footage of the vendors. So we'll see. My sister is supposed to be coming, but I don't know. They like to come towards the end of the market so they don't have to stick around for long. So I will check in with you guys a little later on in the market. on, but let me show you guys what I have. Excuse me?
Sorry.
It's okay. So I have the car diffusers here, and I don't have a lot of them because I took them out of the thing. And then I have room sprays, and then I have the reed diffusers like I set up before. And then I have my little checkout stand that's right here. And then I also have one rack with my candles on it. So that is the setup for today for this table. Hey everyone, and welcome back. So now it is time for the recap of this market that I just did. I don't have my notebook here because I really didn't take a lot of notes of the market, but I remember what went on. So we are going to go ahead and dive right in to how I did in this recent market that I just did. So before I started this market, of course, I wanted to do a good amount of prep. And I think what I did for this market is, if I remember correctly, I did a video about the card diffusers, and I did a video about also making the comfort collection. There we go. Some of the comfort collection, because I was low on some of my candles and I needed to replenish my inventory, so I ended up doing those. Now, some of the items that I had hoped to have ready to go for this market did not make it, such as my 10-ounce candles, my wax melts, and my wax sachets. They didn't make it to the table. So, and it was because of various reasons, whether it was my vessels being lost or, well, not lost. They were lost to me, but they were delivered to the wrong address, or it was me not having enough oil, or my candle science order being a little delayed. So there was complications as to why those products didn't make it to the table. However, it was okay because I had my reed diffusers, I had my room sprays, I had my comfort collection, and I had the new little card diffusers. So I was okay with that. It fit the table nicely. As you saw, I did a little skeleton mock-up of it, so everything fit well on the table quite nicely. So I was happy for that. But I wanted to try and get as much prep as possible because I had, at that time, I had 3 weeks to prep for May. But because of, I'll be completely honest, because of my depression, it slowed me down some. So I ended up doing everything in about 2 weeks. So that's okay. We'll be prepared for the next one. But I did prep a good amount, and I did take with me a decent amount of stuff that was going to cover me for the day. So I'm pretty happy with how I prepped for this market here. So for this market, it went from 10 a.m. in the morning to 5 p.m. in the afternoon, and they were allowing vendors to set up at 8:30, which was fine by me. I hate getting up at 6 o'clock just to be out the door at 7 to get at markets. So I was happy with the time that they had designated, and it wasn't, the good thing about it was it wasn't set in stone that you had to be there at 8:30. You just had to be set up and ready to go when everything opened at 10 a.m. So this was the first time I was going to test out my little new routine that I'm trying out, because I can't keep certain things here and certain things, my bigger stuff is in my storage unit. So I ended up getting up at 6 in the morning, and that's just, my body is just trained to get up at that time in the morning. So I got up at 6 in the morning. I had everything packed like always the night before. So I ended up leaving out of here and bringing everything downstairs by 8 o'clock. Now my storage unit opens at 8 a.m., so it's perfect timing. I called my Uber once I got everything downstairs, and I did a 2-stop trip, and then we headed over to the venue. And I want to say I got to the venue probably around a little close to 9 o'clock, because I was running behind schedule, and hopefully in the next market I'll leave before 8 o'clock, like be downstairs by 8 o'clock. But I got there in time enough to set up, and I want to say that I was, for the most part, I was set up by 10 o'clock. There was still like the little things that I had to do afterwards. So I had looked at the map beforehand, and the market was on a cul-de-sac. So I knew my spot was number 30, which I feel like I had that same number at the Fort Greene market that I did last year, but my number was 30 and it was further down into the cul-de-sac. And the good news is, because it's something that I always look for when I'm doing markets, is the bathroom was right behind me. So I didn't really have to like traipse through because the market was on the side of the park. I really didn't have to traipse through the park to find the bathroom. It was literally walkway, and I was there. Setup went up smoothly, and then we just waited for the patrons to come, the people to come to the market and start browsing and buying things. All right, so I came back. I have my little notebook here, and I did have a little bit of notes in here. And then also, I pinned my hair back because it's kind of hot in here, and I don't want to turn the fan on and it be a noise distraction. But what I was saying before was I ended up setting up everything, went smoothly with the setup, and then I had a familiar face next to me that did the market with me last year, my nighttime market. If you guys want to go back and watch that video, she was there, and we ended up spending like almost the majority of the market talking and watching each other's booth when we had to like disappear for a break or anything. So that was nice. And we also ended up ordering breakfast together, which they delivered from across the street to us. So we didn't even have to leave to go over there. So that was also also a plus because I was getting a little hungry by then. But the market was nice. It was a good, decent amount of people coming through. Most of them were people who were coming to go to the park and they had their kids or they were already at the park and they were walking their kids back homes. A lot of the people were inside the neighborhood itself. So they came by to stop and see what we had going on. There was about 60 vendors there, including myself. So it was a good amount of vendors there. I didn't really see any other candle vendors there. I saw a good amount of jewelry vendors, clothing, and there were food vendors there as well. And then there was also like people who did portraits and things like that because I had a couple across from me. They did nice portraits of nature and of sights and things like that. So I ended up speaking to them towards the end of the market, and I have their information too because I want to check out their duck photos because I love ducks. So I want to check out their duck photos. But it was a nice flow of traffic coming through. The only thing I would say is that, you know, we had to really wait for people to like the people that were going to purchase, and it wasn't just me, it was a couple of other vendors to see if they were going to make a purchase. I ended up getting my first sale at 11:45 that day, and it was a lady. She came up and bought a candle, and as I was ringing her up, another lady came and she ended up purchasing something. So I got my 1-2 punch in sales at that time. But overall, it ended up being in a nice market. The sun was out all day and it wasn't too humid. The wind did pick up a little bit and it was a little windy, but it wasn't to the point where it was like knocking tents over. So I was happy for that. But as far as the market goes, it was a pretty good market. It wasn't that bad. There was a good amount of people coming through, like I said. And people did get a good amount of sales, some more than others. I know my vendor buddy next to me, she sells earrings and jewelry, and she ended up doing a good amount of sales that day. So I am happy for her. I love her jewelry. They look so awesome. And then my sister ended up coming later on in the day towards the end of the market and she ended up buying something from her. So overall it was okay. It was an okay market. I enjoyed myself that day. I can't say that I didn't. I really enjoyed myself that day. All right, so now we come to the part of the recap, and that is how much did I sell and how much did I make. So I have my phone here. It has my Square information on it, and we're just going to go over what I did as far as this market goes. So for the day, I did 12 sales on the day, and my gross sales was $233 even. My top seller of the day, so I had two top sellers of the day, and that was my cucumber oasis, which I bought two of them and I ended up selling out of both of them. Then my Sunday walk candle. My Sunday walk candle seems to do really well in Brooklyn markets. That was my other top seller. I ended up selling out of all my 4-ounce candles, and I had one 8-ounce candle left on the day. And I was also excited because this was the first market where I reintroduced Relaxing Shoreside back to the Comfort Collection lineup. So now it sits on the table with the rest of the collection. And I ended up selling one of those as well. I sold a small Relaxing Shoreside. And actually, I sold two. I sold a Relaxing Shoreside. No, I sold one. I sold one Relaxing Shoreside because I'm looking at my thing here. One Relaxing Shoreside I sold, and it was 8-ounce. That's what it was. Now the question is, did I make my vendor fee and my transportation fee back? Well, my transportation back. And the answer is yes and no. So I made my vendor fee back, but I did not make my transportation back. And that is a going theme for me with these markets. I tend to make the vendor feedback, but of course, the transportation is just as equally expensive. And I know people probably say, well, you could take the train or take the bus or something, but there's no bus that really goes from where I live at to these markets, especially in Brooklyn. And then the train station, there are so many stairs to climb in the train station next to me that it's just difficult. It's very difficult to have to carry all of that and to lug like a tent, a table, a chair, and then all my inventory. It's just a lot. I don't have a car in the city. It's just too expensive to have a car here in the city, and I don't have anyone to that I can really rely on that is willing to drive me to these locations. So the only thing I can rely on is Uber for now, and hopefully that changes next year. But no, I did not make my transportation back, but I did make my vendor's fee back, and that has been the running theme for me. So, as far as this market goes, like I said, it was a nice little market. I really enjoyed it. It was okay as far as sales goes. I did have 12 and I did make some money. It wasn't the amount that I had aimed for and set a goal for, but hopefully I can get that goal in the next upcoming markets, especially the ones that I'm doing in June and July. So it was sales wise, it was okay. It was an okay day. As far as the positives and the negatives go, so the positives was it was a nice, beautiful day, very gorgeous day. It was a lot of good people around me. I enjoyed speaking to everyone. I enjoyed being reacquainted with some vendors as well. And I want to say that, there was no music playing, so that was good. There was no music playing. I was able to record just a little bit more for you guys at this market. And yeah, it was just a nice vibe to everything that day. So those were some of the positives that I got from it. I got to network a little bit with some people as well. The only negatives I can think of is the whole ant situation that was going on, and that I wish that I had made more at this market. It's just something about Brooklyn, and I can't seem to figure it out, but it's something about Brooklyn where I don't do as like I hope I would. So let's put it like that. I don't do like I hope I would, as good as I hope I would. But it is what it is. The majority of the markets are in Brooklyn that I can think of, and there's a few in Manhattan, and there's even some in the Bronx, but I'm not so sure about going back to my home town and doing markets over there. I don't know. I have to research it. So will I do this market again? Probably will. I probably will. I probably would do this market again to get myself out there more, to get people to recognize my products more, my business more. So yeah, I definitely would do this market again. It's a little bit on the pricey side for me, but it did fall in my vendor fee range that I set for myself this year. As a matter of fact, all my markets this year have fallen into that range. So I would definitely do it again just to see the outcome and see how it's getting bright. Sorry, because of the sun, but I would definitely do this market again and see how the second outcome comes if they accept me for this one, because I saw this market last year and I really didn't apply for it. But now that I know where it is and I know the feel of it, I definitely would apply again to give it another try and see how I do. Well, that is it for this recap of this market. I'm definitely going to be trying my best to record as much as I can with the other markets as well. Like I said, I'm there by myself, so it's kind of hard for me unless somebody comes for that day. It's kind of hard for me to like record everything, but I try. I really do try. But I did manage to, I think, get me doing a sell or talking to somebody in the video about my products. So it's all in this video, and I'm trying to expand that a little more so you guys can see me just being there and just existing in this space. I did finally think to take my father's phone with me because we kept his phone, and I'm taking that with me now so that I can record when I'm doing interactions with customers to see how I interact with them. So I'm going to do that, try and do that a little bit more. I love my new, I guess it's a selfie stand. I love that thing. It's big enough. It's bigger than my other one, so it's able to like show me at different angles. So I'm happy for that. But I am done rambling and talking. This is the end of the video. If you like what you saw here in this market video and you want to see more market videos, then go ahead, and I have my little tab somewhere up here, and you can see all my market videos if you haven't already. But if you like this one, then go ahead and hit that like button and share, and don't forget to comment down below, as well as, if you didn't already, hit that subscribe button and that notification bell so that you could be notified when the next new video comes out. So with all that being said, I'm going to completely wrap it up here finally. I hope you all enjoy the rest of your week, and don't forget to show yourself a little more appreciation. So until next time, this is Tammy saying, take care, everyone.